Thank you for joining our podcast. We're talking today with Raphael Guzman, who is an instructor, who is also teaches in English and Spanish. And this is part one to some work he's done and to make Spanish instructing easier.
My name is
Hello.
Raphael Guzman Jr. I am a high school teacher in New York City, and I'm currently working in Westchester County, teaching high school as well. And the classes I teach include accounting, business law, computer software, English, and Spanish. And I started teaching for Smart Driver in December of 2025. And I had the privilege of teaching my first Spanish class in March of 2026.
Thank you, Raphael. How many classes have you taught so far in driver safety?
5.
5. And how many more do you have to go this year?
We haven't scheduled any yet. I'm waiting for the whole site to decide to add more. But we do have a wait list already of 18 people that want to take the next available course in English.
And you're relatively a new instructor too, aren't you?
Well, I'm new at this, started in December. I taught a sample class prior to December at a Baptist church, and we had some of the people that are members of the church come and take the course. I did chapter 3. That's the hardest chapter in the book, probably. Maybe chapter 4 is also a tough one. And then I was able to teach it at my local library.
Well, that's great. Well, Raphael, for all of you watching, Raphael has even gone farther, even with his great performance as a new instructor and having taught many classes and having a lot of interest. He went upon and took it upon himself to create some teaching aids to teach the class in Spanish. And we are going to look at some of those right now. So, Raphael, we have your guidebook here, which you've created. You've taken some things that existed and turned it into the Spanish version for electronic presentation. So go ahead and tell us a little bit about this.
Well, I started off by scanning the entire Guía de Smart Driver, the Spanish version of the guidebook. And this is the cover, what it looks like. And I generally don't let my participants touch this book or look at it until after the receipts are filled out. I find that people start flipping through the book and then they have mistakes on their receipts. That's just something I do. So here's the first page, which is page 0. This is the inside cover. And it's got a spot for the participant to write their name and then an emergency contact. So I added an image to this slide. So when I click my mouse, this thing pops up. And in Spanish, it says, escriba su nombre. So write your name, and then I have arrows. And then, sometimes I walk around, make sure everybody did it. Then we go to the next slide on my PowerPoint. And this is the next 2 pages in the guidebook. And then if you have the English guidebook, you'll see that this is a familiar page. It has these 4 white triangles that you can, let them know what we're going to be discussing in Unit 1. And then we'll go to the next slide. And in the next slide, I've actually taken a screenshot of this portion of the guidebook from the page. This is before the video starts. And then I typed in on my PowerPoint slide, empecemos con un video. Let's start with a video. And then the video is going to play because I've embedded it into my PowerPoint.
Why are we here?
Why are we here? That's what this is. Okay, and then we flip to page 4 and 5. So I find it very helpful that I have the guidebook scanned in my PowerPoint because now people can stay with me. And I'll remind them, I'm on page 4 and 5 now. And then the slides that came in English for the PowerPoint version of the course, I also let them know that the bottom right-hand corner has page numbers and that they should follow along with the page numbers. And in my case, I highlighted a paragraph with a purple rectangle, and then I added a purple arrow. So that's something you can do if you think that you want to highlight something and point it out to the public. In addition to these yellow, orange, pre-highlighted from the guidebook, you can add things you want to highlight and see. You know, it might be a little helpful if you want to stress that.
Well, thank you, Raphael. I want to just point out that Raphael took a electronic version of the guidebook that was created during COVID when we were teaching online courses, and Harry Hom from Connecticut created this, and Raphael saw it in a demo class, and he said, "Gee, you know, I could probably make a Spanish version of that," and here we are looking at that Spanish version. So thank you very much, Raphael, for that effort.
Oh, you're welcome, Brian.
Well, many thanks to Raphael Guzman for going above and beyond the normal carrying a big cardboard box and teaching a course for 6 hours, and creating a tool which will probably live long into the future. So thank you again, and look for continuing story here. There's going to be more parts to this story on teaching classes in a second language. Thank you for joining our podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments, please text us at 518-952-2216. Please make sure you subscribe so you can enjoy more of these. Thank you so much.